Siemanko, witam wszystkich. Momencie, bo coś mi podgląd zniknął. Burza jest, leje jak nie wiem, może dlatego. Chyba net nawala, ale... nie. Wi-Fi w sumie w telefonie. To idziemy dalej. Świat. A to miasto do końca pozwiedzać? O, powiedzmy miasto. Ten pierdolnik. Nie wygląda na to, żeby mieszkał. Coś tu jednak jest.
Just passing through. Good.
Jakieś książki.
Do you need something? You startled me. Just passing.
Co to za gostek?
Welcome to my home, stranger. Whatever brings you here, know that the Langfords were always known for hospitality, even in times like these. Sit down. Have a drink with me. This is precisely what you should expect from the Langfords. This place has seen better days, sure. Used to be full of people. Now no one bothers. Not since things turned sour. But it's still mine. I was born here, and I'll die here. Let those damn Camelosians try and drag me out. That said, do you have anything we could drink? Finally! Someone with proper manners. Everyone else around here just takes and takes. I've nearly forgotten what kindness feels like. But never mind all that. Come, sit, feel at home. What's the word out there? Still cheering and selling cabbages while the world rots beneath their feet? They happened to themselves. Misfortune, betrayal, weakness. By the time it all landed on me, the gold was gone and the doors were already closing. And somehow I'm the one everyone points at. And go where? Wander the roads like some beggar? My family has lived in this town for centuries. I'd rather be crushed beneath the stones my forefathers placed here than abandon them. Survive as what? A nobody scraping by, begging favors. Better to die remembered here than live forgotten out there. All alone? Not quite. There's one left. A servant. Stays up in that shed on the roof. She doesn't talk much, though. She's probably waiting for me to croak, so she can sell the place for scrap. But she'll be waiting a while. I've outlived better people. My uncle's betrayal is what started it all. He convinced my father to invest the family fortune in a new mining venture in the northern hills. He said the ore will make us wealthier than ever. Ha! The mine flooded, the workers died, and the council demanded reparations that bled us dry. Then the vultures descended. Merchants calling in debts. Neighbors turning their backs. My father died of grief. And I inherited nothing. The Camelosians? Upstarts and pretenders, the lot of them. And now they strut about, issuing orders about the weirdness coming. Convenient excuse to drive me from my ancestral home, isn't it? Have you now? Convenient. Listen, stranger. Fog and strange lights don't make a catastrophe. This island has always had its oddities. The Langfords have documented them for generations. What you saw was probably just marsh gas or one of the old ruins shifting. They've manipulated you, just as they try to manipulate everyone. But I know better. This house stays, and so do I. Leaving already? Well, I suppose. Go on then. Back to your important business.
Dobra, to tu mamy sprawę załatwioną. Z tą chałupką. Jakaś pętno.
Have some spare food or coin? Anything helps.
Oh, I promise,
Dałem ci sporo kasy. Już dlatego nie ma nawet opcji. górą można.
You startled me. You startled me. Oh, you need something?
You need something. You need something. You startled me.
You
A,
startled
to
me.
tu jeszcze jakaś babka jest.
You startled me.
Rzeczy do talbotów.
You startled me. Oh, please don't sneak up on me like that.
Oni ten klucz mają.
Stop that before someone sees.
Just passing through? Good.
You startled me.
You startled me.
A, że się zajebiście położył. Dlaczego nie ma opcji kradzieży?
Ah, a visitor. I'm Ebert Talbot, at your service. Pardon the mess, we're packing. The weirdness is drawing near, and I intend to have my family in Borough by week's end. Wait, you must be the stranger everyone's talking about. The one who made the menhir glow brighter. Just perfect. My wife already refuses to leave, and now your arrival will only fuel her delusions. Family legacy, ancestral home, take your pick. Her family has held this estate for generations. My wife can't see reason. She believes Lord Yvain will find a solution. Ha! That man can't decide what to eat for breakfast without a committee. They're our best hope. And if they take the menhirs from all across the land and dump them all in Camelot, well, one final sanctuary is better than scattered outposts falling one by one. Will it be crowded? Yes. But I'd rather my family live in discomfort than die in luxury. They know what they're doing. I trust them more than this dying town, and definitely more than our Yvain. A weak man bearing a great name. His ancestors were a great house. Legends say Palamedes stood firm against Arthur himself. Yvain can barely stand against a stiff breeze. Multiple times, I've attended every meeting, presented rational arguments, offered to fund transportation for those who cannot afford it. Yvain listens politely, then does absolutely nothing. The sensible ones have, and now only the stubborn remain. That includes my wife, of course. We should be ready to depart at I won't leave her behind. Short of the weirdness retreating, no, I don't think so. Then I face an impossible choice. Leave my wife to die, or stay and perish alongside her. I love Vesa with every fiber of my being. I cannot imagine life without her. Perhaps in the final hour, faced with the encroaching fog, she will change her mind. You would do that? I'd be most grateful. Vesa respects new voices than my endless nagging. If you could convince her, I would owe you a considerable debt.
You need something.
No może ona nie chce.
Welcome. I am Vesa Meredith Talbot. Please ignore the crates. My husband's doing. He insists on preparing for an evacuation I won't join. 4 generations of my family have lived here. The wordness may take it from me, but I will not abandon it willingly. Each generation of my family faced a crisis, and each endured. What message does it send if I'm the first to abandon our legacy? Eadbert has always been cautious, but there are times when caution becomes cowardice. The menhir still stands. Lord Yvain still searches for solutions. And I've heard that the menhir responded to you. If such miracles are possible, why surrender before the battle is truly lost? I believe nothing is certain until it occurs. Hope remains while the menhir stands. Lord Yvain carries a heavy burden, and he's looking for balance. He's searching for a solution that preserves both his heart, well, at least. Action without wisdom is... I know, that's what makes this. He trusts what he can see and touch. Gold, contracts. He struggles. I love him for his caution, but some Eadbert would never abandon me. We've been married 20 years. Still, I see the fear in his eyes. The wordness terrifies him in ways I can't. Well, my grandmother once told me that legacy... Perhaps I dishonor their memory by clinging so rigid, but the Mynheer reacted to you. And tell me, truly, what would you recommend? Should we stay and fight for our heritage? There's wisdom in that. My grandfather told stories of battle retreats that later led to victory. Perhaps this isn't surrender. Perhaps we preserve our strength to reclaim what's ours when the time is right. Very well. I won't mistake stubbornness for bravery any longer.
Oh, you need something? Did you speak with Vesa? Truly? You've done it? I don't know what to say. You've accomplished in one conversation what I couldn't in a month. How did you manage it? Nope, it doesn't matter. What miracle did you work to change her mind? Yes, you're right. This is between us now. Whatever you said clearly worked. But the path forward must be walked. Thank you for giving us this chance. I promised you a debt, and I intend to honor it. The Talbot family doesn't forget those who help us here. This key will open a crate we won't be taking with us.
Jest klucz. Znaczy, oni tam trzymają.
You need something.
Szału nie ma, ale zawsze coś. To trochę złota.
You need something?
Do widzenia. A dużo jeszcze jest. Muszę się dostać. To podwyższenie.
Spare food or coin?
You see all these people? Men hear this, men hear that. The weirdness is coming. The Red Death is raging. Camelot will eat your children. They scream and run around like headless chickens. But in the end, they all kick the bucket just the same. Am I wrong? Oh, but you can. You can and you should. What is there to be afraid of, eh? That the weirdness will come? Well, it will come, and you won't be slamming the door in its face. You won't say, "Bit of a bad time, Mr. Weirdness, could you drop by later?" You've got to accept that Avalon's going to hell soon, and enjoy the bit of life you've still got left. Interesting. I call it bloody stupid. I traded some noble brat for it. Give him a bow. He said he'd need it when Camelot tries to take the men here by force. Poor fool thinks that's what matters. You can't explain it to someone like that. If you think it's stupid, why did you take it, eh? Exactly because it's stupid. One look at it, and my face lights up. Life's bloody dumb. We pull serious faces and pretend it's not, while the gods fart on us from above and burst out laughing. So I figured I'd just join in. Before I took up smoking full time, I was Yvain's huntsman. Oh, don't look at me like that, it's true. Hunted game every day. Now and then I organised proper ceremonies for the Lord and his court. Oh, you should have seen it. Special garments, dogs, falcons, nobles everywhere. And me in front, leading, teaching. Ha ha! Oh, those were the good days. The Menhir's weakened. The forest's got less game. And there's more filth crawling out of the weirdness. So Yvain called off the hunts. Too dangerous. That bastard, with those words, he took away the greatest joy I had. So I thought, sod it. And now I sit here and indulge the second greatest joy. As long as you're breathing, you can still smoke.
Siedzi i jara. Ma w dupie wszystko. Kurwa, tam było.
Have some spare food or coin?
No zajebisty kurwa skok. Ja pierdolę, no. Pomiędzy nim. I tak, tutaj byłem. Tu jest paser. Jakiś klucz jest potrzebny. Mamy dalej. Zaraz wracam. A, to tu nie pozwiedzamy. Tam już byłem. Na razie nie pozwiedzamy, to teraz... A to jest w ogóle do kupienia domek chyba. Więc... Bierzemy. No. Po coś się tą kasę zbiera. A kupić jeszcze rzeczy. Handlowania. Gdzie to jest w ogóle jakiś kowal albo... Kowala tu nie spotkałem, ale jeszcze... Idziemy na Hira, nie wszystko pozwiedzałem.
You doing okay? Welcome! I haven't seen you around before, but since you decided to visit, I can tell that you have excellent taste. One day, a friend of mine asked me if her new dress looked good, and I told her, you have excellent taste. She was tickled pink and said, oh, do you really think so? And I said, absolutely. After all, you came to me for a... Now, let's get down to business. My name is Osmond. If you're in need of a bow... About Connacht. What do you want to know? There's not much to say. They told us the men here's gone out, and now they've been here for weeks. If I were in charge of He's a good man, but that woman of his, oh, mother preserve me. She once set herself on fire a lot. Honestly, I'd have just let her burn. She wants to go up in... I was born here, and I've been shooting a bow ever since I was a wee lad. Even as around 81 or 82, I remember being allowed to practice with the... One time, our master, we called him Uncle, gathered us in a meadow. He said they were shooting and shooting, but I just took one glance. So they turned to me and went, come on, Osmond, I could have joined Camelot's army. With my aim, they would have made me one. But leaving was tough, especially since the girls here love to watch me. And in Camelot, during a war, who knows what might have happened, so... In the watch, I taught others to shoot. Some of them loved those lessons so much, so I'd ask them, what are you doing here? And they'd reply, oh, but the lessons with you are just too... I kept participating in tournaments. People often bet against me, claiming I couldn't hit a bird, and I usually came out on top, earning a decent... Then I quit the watch and began trading in top-quality bows and arrows. Oh, and I have an adult daughter, but I'm not sure. No. Good advice is always handy, especially when it comes... And believe me, when it comes to archery, in fact, I'd be surprised if you found anyone on Avalon. Well, find me someone else who's been doing this for over 40 years. Back in 84, I was chosen to represent Connacht in the team archery tournament. During one round, we were shooting at targets 100 meters away. The target... So, I took aim, and wham! Right in the middle. If you were older, you surely... I could have been the first of Avalon's archers. They almost know. But as it happened, I joined the watch, got married, and... Gossip is for women and innkeepers. You should see. She's a good one. About 3 years ago, I helped her fix her roof because her husband had died. And there, Osmond, you fixed that roof better than any roofer could. She'd. Leave it already? And we were. Hello, coming back. As it happens, there's something you. I've written a letter to Lord Yvain. A few suggestions on how, in my view, he ought to. Figured he could use a bit of advice from someone with strategic sense. Would you take it to him? You've got younger legs, and I'd rather not leave my stall unattended. I'll give. Brilliant. Here you go. Just don't lose it.
Elixirs, powders, ointments, got something for... And all of it made by my own hands. With... Yes, all magic is a scam. My elixirs work because they're based on knowledge. Anyway, go ahead and read my anti-magic manifesto.
Oh, hello there.
Hello there. Looking for solid, affordable gear? But where are my manners? I'm Alwyn. And you, my dear stranger, look like you're in... Well, the men here doesn't seem to be on the verge of dying anymore. The longer they stick around with nothing to spend their coin on but our stalls, it's a bit of a shame I'll have to delay visiting my brother at the... He always says he can't leave his stall for even... Good day.
A co to jest? Coś do zadania.
Good day. Let me know if anything catches your eye. She is? That's interesting news. Though I had no idea the hospital had financial problems. I thought it was funded by our brave Camelosian army. Or was it Lord Yvain? I can never remember. Who in turn dumped the entire responsibility onto her poor apprentice. That sounds like a complete disaster of mismanagement. Still, with a bit of restructuring, it might not be entirely hopeless. That said, a hospital doesn't exactly strike me as a lucrative venture, and I'm not in business for charity. When I invest, I expect a return. And here, I just don't see it. Maybe not. But when someone brings me a business opportunity, they should at least try to... That's true. But in Kunacht, people would sooner dig up their grandmother's miracle recipes than pay for something they... I need some concrete ideas. Now that is an intriguing thought. I like it. We've healed a menhir. Why? Of course, we'll need to think about other ways to secure profits before word gets out. But you're right, the potential here is undeniable. With the right strategy, this could turn into something truly remarkable. Not just me, I hope. We'll need backing from the rest of the Merchants' Union. Start with Bonksy and Osmond, get them to join in, and talk to Erwin since we'll need an alchemist. The more support we have, the better.
Oh, hello there. Elixirs. And I assume you're here to... Why would merchants take over the patronage of a hospital? Touching. But I'll have to The people of Kunacht have always had a knack for entrusting... As you can see, wisdom isn't their strength. It's true that my business has been struggling ever since they started strutting around Kunacht. People have been hesitant. Fine. You've got... Not yet. But who knows what those rats... Quarantining an entire district? Sure. They're turning the Red Death into some I wouldn't be surprised if they start meddling with my business. I've been having a serious problem with my supplies lately. Here's a list of items I particularly need. Then I'll join this union. Whatever that... You finished quicker than I expected. Let me take a look. Daffodil and Mandrake. As for the Straw Child skulls... and the Phase blood. As promised, I'll join the Merchants' Union and... I must say, it's satisfying to...
Dobra, tutaj widzimy.
Hello, coming back to me. Ha! I'm not surprised he's asking me. Without my financial backing and, more importantly, my experience, they really value my involvement, and that gives me leverage. In other words, have you heard the legend of Robbie of Grubwood? A bandit who stole from rich merchants and gave the gold to commoners. They say he was an incredible archer. People say the same about me, but I'm still waiting for someone to write a song about me. Robbie's long dead. I heard someone in his gang betrayed him. He's buried in a tomb not far from here, along with... And that bow has been on my mind for a while. According to legend, it's made from centuries-old yew and enchanted by it. Bring me that bow, and I'll support Alwyn's in... That's what I like to hear. I always say sticking close to older. Am I right? Of course. What about it? Then what...
Hello there.
List może od razu zaniosę.
If I just stay put, everything... Does it now? Very well. Tell Osmond that I thank him for his concern, and that I... Ah, you need something.
Dobra, teraz ten grobowiec. I ten grobowiec. To są panie. A, to tam tu się wcześniej powinien wejść, nie dało. Cepce. Powiedz Robin Hooda. Byłem. Jasnym łukiem zrobiłem. A może teraz się pojawił? A jest, dobiegł.
Always a pleasure to see you.
Hello again. What do you need today? Oh, how did it go? Did he read it? What did he say? Ha! You see? I always say when someone speaks sense, even a lord perks up his ears. Good work. Here's the payment I promised. Hello. Coming back to me, I see. What about it? Oh, quite elegant indeed. It just needs one small adjustment. Do you know how many legends and songs I've heard about this Robbie guy? Oh, what a remarkable marksman he was. Splitting an arrow already lodged in the bullseye with his own during a tournament. What a story. But did anyone actually see it happen? Why make up nonsense when there are just as good or even better living archers out there? One of them lives right here in Connacht. Why not write songs about him? A bandit is a bandit, and yet here we are turning a thief and murderer into some sort of romantic hero. Some hero. I gave my word, didn't I? And do you know who breaks their word? People without honor. No one would ever call me that. Everyone knows.
Dobra.
Always a pleasure to see you. You're not here to talk about the men here, are you? Oh, please say no. I've had my fill of that topic for a lifetime. Oh, there are far more exciting things to chat about. Like treasure hunting, for instance. You got a look about you. I bet you've been to some dangerous places, haven't you? I'm Bonksy, by the way. I'm an adventurer myself. I have a few trinkets to sell from my last expedition. Want to take a look? Good to see you. Oh, I'm not entirely sure. I'm just passing through. From what I understand, Camelot wants to move it to their place along with the inhabitants, but they prefer to stay. They want to live in one place their whole lives. Can you imagine that? Oh, all different kinds. Like the ones where you crawl through damp caves or cold tombs, dodge traps, and hope whatever's growling in the dark isn't hungry. Really? Oh, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. Oh, maybe I am. But I manage just fine. And I wouldn't trade this life for anything else. If I had to stay in one place, I'd die of boredom. Oh, I just take old, forgotten trinkets. They're no use for the dead anyway. It's not robbery if nobody's around to miss them. Think of it as giving treasures a second chance to shine. A trip to the caves by the bay in the south. The bandits set up a camp there, so I decided to go after their loot. After all, stealing from a thief isn't a crime, right? They were drunk, so I thought I could sneak in and grab the treasure without any trouble. But I guess I underestimated them. They caught on and started chasing me. 4 or 5 of them, I think. I made it to the exit, and then there was a giant ogre on the beach. I barely managed to slip past it, and the bandits backed off. Oh yes, the gods, Avalon, the stars, and most importantly, my magical hairpin that brings me luck. I bought it from a lovely wandering merchant named Malachy. Really? But he seems so nice. So that means my hairpin isn't magical. Well, my mum always said that if you believe in something strongly enough, it will surely come true. My hairpin is magical, and I'm sticking to that. Slowly but surely. In Connacht, fewer people than I expected are looking for artifacts, potion ingredients, or adventuring gear, so I'm counting on travelers. Like you. You must be interested in unique enchanted items, right? Oh, of course you are. I've got something, well, peculiar. But it comes with a fascinating story. It's a piece of armor I found on one of my expeditions. A beautiful, knightly breastplate with just one tiny flaw. It screams in pain when it's struck. It's kind of funny, but I'm afraid not many people have the sense of humor to wear it. I'll let it go for a mere 200 coins. Wonderful, here it is. Oh, one more thing. This armor came with a letter. I found both in the ancestral tomb of the Gévaudan family. Oh, I'm a little jealous, to be honest. This sounds like the beginning of an exciting adventure. I chased the trail myself, but first, I need to sell off my finds so I can travel light. With a full coin purse, of course.
Za chwilkę wracam.
Good to see you. I don't know. I got an offer to supply ingredients for healing potions. But honestly, that doesn't sound very exciting. My adventures are more about leaping over chasms and escaping collapsing ruins than gathering wildflowers. Maybe so, but it's still not worth spending as much time on it as Alwyn wants. I could be exploring underground labyrinths or running from guards across rooftops instead. You know what? You're right. That could work. But I can't go anywhere until I sell off all my wares. How about it? Want to take the lot? I'll give you a big discount. Yes? Did you manage to scrape together the money? Oh, I hope so. I'm starting to feel like I'm rooted to this spot. Fantastic! If you don't need something, you can always sell it later, and even make a profit. Let Alwyn know I'm in, and I can't wait for my first trip to gather ingredients. Life's too short to play it safe. Where's the fun in that?
Wykupiłem cały kramik.
Good to see you. Luck or... you doing okay?
If it's quality you seek, you've come. That's terrific news. I must say I'm impressed. Getting that lot to agree on anything is not a small feat. Now, we can really get started. Ailey will stay on as head of the hospital. But with steady finances and a reliable supply of medicine, it should take a lot of the burden off her shoulders. In the meantime, we'll turn this endeavor into a truly profitable business. You know, I've got to say, it's been a real pleasure working with you. The whole of Kunacht will owe you a great deal. Goodbye, and may good fortune follow you.
Tu jeszcze jedna chałupka została na górze. Tutaj, co tutaj jest? A mnie nie wyczaili strażnicy. Nie mieli wyczaić, to by atakowali już.
Food or coin? Anything else?
Oh, there you are. I'm so glad to see you. I haven't had the chance to properly thank you for helping me with the hospital. Truth be told, it's still rather hectic here. But at least I don't have to constantly worry about money and supplies anymore. I do wish I had more time for all the patients. But perhaps, in time, we'll be able to bring in another healer, or at least an apprentice. Not really. Everything has been going quite well, though Legate Denham isn't too happy about this development. Oh, if you come across any herbs or potion ingredients, feel free to bring them to me. I'd be happy to buy them. Bongsi is amazing at what she does, but you can never have too much of that kind of thing.
Dobra. Tutaj tyle. Tak zrobione.
Have some spare food or coin?
Raz, co tu jest? Grania.
Welcome to Vrel's bookshop. No reading without buying. And if you're here for porn, kindly leave before you start. Aye. Look, I don't begrudge anybody their reading habits. Each to their own. But some things should be kept private.
Walili kapucyna?
Aye. Not only can I read, I can even make recommendations. Imagine that. So, if you have a joke to tell, don't bother. I'm pretty sure I've heard them all. Perhaps it is. But you'd think that so-called civilized people would accept it with mere grace. Hearing the same crude comments over and over again makes me feel like I've never left the training grounds. Then there are the braver ones who tell me I'm not welcome here. Hell, it's just like talking to my sister. They all have more in common than they think, although mostly it's just prejudice. Eh? They're not all bad. I know it might sound like I was some poor, misunderstood girl with unusual interests, but that wasn't the case. I was a rightful member of the tribe, and believe me, I didn't get my name for nothing. My father made sure of it. I just wasn't my sister. Funnily enough, she was the one who saw it as a problem. Every time I went to the temple to read in peace, she was on my... You can guess the rest. Oh, great. How's she doing? Still on her path to become... Huh. Of course she did. It doesn't surprise me that she decided she never believed in the power of words. I am no sure. When they decide to kick you out, you don't have to be there for it though. Vran, I don't really care. I'm not going to stop using my name just because my... This shop belonged to my late husband. We met on the... I was a mercenary hired to protect the caravan. He was a fine, older gentleman. It was a lethal combination for my poor heart. We didn't get near enough years together, but we were happy. We didn't have much family left, and they couldn't care less about this place, so he left it all to me. Well, I can't just take the shop and hitch it to a cart, can I? Although I suppose that might be more or less what I need today. I didn't hate living here, you know. It was fine when my husband was still alive. And then he died, and the respect died with him.
Znajdź wszystkie książki o Lilianie.
Oh, forgive the mess. I didn't really have much choice about where to set up my... Well, it looks like the tavern is closed until further notice. That means Varel's bookshop is on... Oh, of course, my apologies. I'm Imran. My thoughts tend to... I'm a scholar of sorts, though not the kind that hides behind walls of parchment. My calling, and yes, I'm a Pict. Not many of us. Staying in one place isn't exactly in my nature, so I travel. I learn, I dig. If you're asking out of politeness, let's just leave it at this. Trust me, I could talk the hind leg. Wow! That's thanks to Varel's generosity. I managed to get, well, once a book. Now it's just a pile of loose pages. They're the writings of a Dalariata scribe from nearly 6. But what's even more astonishing is the content. This man describes encounters with people who knew nothing of King Arthur or the homelands. Do you understand what that's... Ah, I'll tell you. I suspect Avalon may have already been inhabited by a race. I've traveled across much of the island, and I've come across a place far in the northernmost reaches of Avalon. Few have ever... Perhaps the weirdness started to gather and ruin their crop, or maybe it was some sort of conflict that forced them to seek a new place on the island. It's hard to say with the scraps of information I've managed to gather so far. And so, my friend, here we are, steering down the... Many Picts I've known have prolonged contact with the weirdness. I thought it was just them, a bunch of lunatics. And what if it was the first men who knew how to live alongside? And think about it. If we could uncover how they did it, But now, I'm trying to pull together more valuable information from these writings. I won't uncover anything new just sitting here. I got injured on my way to Connacht, and I'm not... Oh, don't worry about that, really. It's more... I have to give myself some time and everything will... I'll be as fit as a fiddle, or whatever it is you... The Grotto of First Men. That tribal scribe detail. And I'm assuming you're asking for... I'd love to go there myself, but this is a matter of some importance to me. So, if you're one of those bold souls who take such ventures... Truly excellent. I'm deeply obliged, my friend. Here are the notes. They should guide... Return swiftly, and more importantly, safe... I once heard a legend of many adventurers have gone to seek it. Some say it holds a sacred spring that others say it is a passage to the very bottom of the sea. But I've never found any proof. The place seems to attract trouble. Not a good place then. I'd run out of... And I haven't even been of all the misfortunes these poor people are facing. The Red Death, troubling as it is, seems manageable. But the weirdness... Ah, shoot. If the men here goes out, these people will... I heard she was a Dalariata who runs a bookshop in Connacht. I was a bit... I thought I'd find someone overly rattled and stripped of her own cultural heritage. And I admire her work that she even... Sometimes, it feels like people have lost all interest in discovery. Whether it's the kind... Safe travels, kind fellow. What's on your... Yeah.
A to nie tutaj. W następnym rejonie dopiero. Tego zadania teraz nie porobimy.
Keep your eyes peeled.
Tis just a flesh wound. Stay focused. Fuck now. Oh. Your road ends here.
A czy jest osiągnięcie na przykład za zabicie kogoś wędką?
Don't let your guard down.
Co ty kurwa łowisz tu w piasku? Na stan by pasowało za miejscu, nie? Zobaczyć co tam jest. Tutaj, nie?
Spare a coin. For the hungry.
Dobra.
Oi, you. You're new here, aren't you? Ah, no, sorry. It's just that we don't see many new faces around here. Just us and the locals and, well, if you haven't noticed yet, they're not the friendliest bunch. Do they? Then maybe we're all just sick of looking at each other. I'm sure they're not all bad. This must all be quite hard for them. But it's not like I want to be here either. I've got a pregnant wife waiting for me at home, and they won't even let me buy a book for her. Yeah, about birthing and labour and whatnot. It's going to be our first, you see, so my wife's worried sick.
But that Dalrita wench chased me out of her bookshop and won't let me back in.
Well, could you? I'd be really grateful. Just don't tell her it's for me, please. I'll pay you back. I'll even throw in... Oh, thank you. You're a... Hi.
See you around.
Have some spare food or coin?
God, the tr...
Oh, hello there.
Hello again. If you need anything specific, feel free to ask. Oh, expecting a wee one? Congratulations. Lucky you. I don't think I've seen a newborn in Cunicht for as long as I've lived here. Oh, is it now? Well, well. I do. The question is, do you? I bet he sold you some sob story about how a big bad Del Rita chased him off because he's a poor Camlosian soldier. Oh, that's precious. I chased him off because he came in and tried to seduce me. Told me he just loves to devour books. But he'd gladly do the same with me. Books, sure. Maybe for breakfast, to add variety to his military fare. When I told him I wasn't interested, he got all pissed off and called me an ugly, dumb savage. I only let him leave with his teeth intact to avoid proving him right. Tell you what, I'll sell you that book. But fair warning, I'll be sending his poor wife the story of Giron the Unfaithful, with a special edition forward for me. Deal? You presume a man like that can be taught reason? I'm afraid the book's lesson will be completely lost on him, if he even bothers to read it. He might just tear out a few pages every time he goes to the privy. Fine, fine. I won't make myself a hypocrite out of spite. I'll send his wife the priestess's book. May Mather at least bless her with a smooth labour, since she couldn't bless her with a decent man. I hope you've found a new favourite book. Enjoy your...
A to kurwa żigolo zadychę.
So, about that book. Do you have it? What? I wasn't harassing her. I was just being friendly. I don't see what the big deal is. Besides, she should be grateful. I bet a savage like her doesn't get all that many compliments, especially not from men like me. What? What is this shit? What am I supposed to do with this? Did that Rita bitch put you up to this? A savage, teaching me morals. Don't make me laugh. So I like women. What of it? What my wife doesn't know won't hurt her. Besides, what else am I supposed to do when I'm away from her for months on end? A man has needs, you know? I'm not a red priest, damn it. Take your money and get lost. I don't want to talk to you again.
To się pierdol. Matka anarchisty. No to może mi dobrze. Nie ma. Ja już większość probijałem. Ale nie wszystkich. A nawet, że wszystkich właśnie. A to tam wydawał kasę.
Ah, here's our troublemaker. You've really caused a stir around here with that spectacle in front of the Menhir. I had everything in order. The cart was ready, and people were all set to move to Camelot. But now, you appear out of nowhere, and suddenly a dying pile of stones lights up like a bonfire. That's bad. That's very bad. Firstly, because now I have to write yet another report to Camelot that we're going to be late, and that they need to send us even more supplies. Secondly, you've somehow reignited the Menhir, and this has reignited people's
Bardzo
hopes
dobrze.
that they can
Ja im
stay.
tym pomogę.
And that's
Jeżeli będzie taka
dangerous.
możliwość, a pewnie będzie.
And before you ask why it's dangerous, take a look around town. The recent Red Death outbreak took its toll, and I'm pretty sure things are just going to get worse and worse. But you should be thankful to them. Their hopes are the only reason we haven't locked you up for sabotaging our initiative. That's the assumption I decided to go with, and that's why we're talking. Perhaps there's still a chance to sort out this matter. You can go tell Murig that your presence doesn't change anything about our deal, and that you are unwilling to help with his endeavors, whatever they... And if he doesn't listen, play along, but come back to me when you learn... Isn't it obvious? For the safety of all the residents of Avalon. Only by gathering the Menhirs in one place and reigniting them will we be able to keep ourselves safe from the weirdness. Avalon's population has significantly declined over recent years. We're on the brink of extinction, damn it. Only Camelot possesses the necessary infrastructure. If they remain here, they will die, either from the weirdness itself or from the horde of monsters. You must know that I didn't come here just to obey orders. Then at the very least, we'll have bought some time for those wiser than us to think of an alternative solution. Perhaps we will invade Tuathan, like in the glorious old days? Or perhaps someone will find a way. I don't know. But there's one thing I'm certain of, and scattering out people across the island is the worst solution. Murig, who apparently prefers to be called Maggot, is a druid, even though he may not look the part. Due to bad luck, or more accurately, the decisions of my superior. That's why I'm forced to work with Murig, and prophet be my witness. But I'm no fool. I know that what happened in front of... He'll try to find a way to reignite the Menhir so that it could stay in Kunok, despite our agreement. So, if you ever find out what he's planning, if he ever asks you to fetch something for his ritual, you make sure...
go rozpalę.
If only it were just one. Sorry. You're talking about... He's a scout.
We've been preparing to evacuate the residents, and I sent him out a while back to make sure the road to... Looks like he tried to take a shortcut through the waterworks. That's where they found him, babbling. The weirdness must have caught him. Pray to the All-Mother. Although, truth be told, but you could help me. You look like someone who's seen a fair bit of Avalon and isn't afraid to travel alone. I could use... Of course, you'd be properly compensated. Take the road to Camelot, all the way to the Iron Gate, and report back on whether it's clear. Handle any smaller threats. The sooner the better. Think you can manage that? Great. Head out then. No need to write a report. Just come. Who told you that? The Dalriata? I've never paid a single gold coin to any... However, there is some truth. You see, it's hard to keep the men's morale up in these uncertain times. Still, this is the military. Desertion is unacceptable, and so if you do take care of the deserters, you can be sure you'll be rewarded. Asgard will pay out bounties for... Anything else? Me? There's not much I can do right now. I have to stay in Kunuk with my... But if someone were willing to handle them in... As long as they stop being a threat to my men and the people here. But all this should stay... I get that. Just remember... I'll await your return.
Który to wypłaca? Asgard. O kurwa, bierze się. Czekaj, tej dziury nie zrobię.
Haven't seen your face around here before. A visitor, eh? Try to stay out of trouble. I'd rather not have to put your name on the bounty board. I'm Immunis Askell. If you're here for war stories, forget it. Most of the fighting's behind me now. I've traded my sword for paperwork. Once we're done here, maybe I'll finally retire. Then I'll have all the time in the world to spit. No, that'd be Sheena. I keep this camp running and make sure everyone's pulling their weight. Idle hands have no place. Trouble is, we've got more work than men. So if you're looking to earn some... I can't spare any soldiers to deal with things outside of Kunacht. Well, I handle what makes soldiers fight. Sheena, you want glory and gold? See me. You want a softer pill? Legate Denham is in charge here. Sometimes I wonder if he upset someone. Lord Yvain's acting like a maiden on her wedding night. The Red Priests are throwing their weight around. I have no idea how the legate puts up with it all. But...
Excellent. Here's your gold.
Yes? I see you managed to defeat Sanguinor the Crimson. Good job. Some say he was a knight who fell in battle and was brought back to life through dark magic, that he rose from the grave as an undead monstrosity with an insatiable bloodlust. Others say he was just a terrible jerk. Either way, he's gone now. Here's your reward.
O, to jest trochę.
That's the spirit. Let's see if I've still got some... Damn it all, that was pathetic. 2 strikes and I'm on my ass. What happened to me? I used to be a force to be reckoned with. Now I'm just an old fool, shuffling papers and barking orders. Exercise? I don't have time for that. I'll be in the grave before I see results. Exactly. You're quick. I'll give you that. I need one of those. Not some quack remedy, mind you. If I knew, I'd have fetched it myself. But there's talk of alchemists in the region who dabble in such things. I've also heard about some powerful stuff from the Dalriata tribes. Trust me, I'm not a fan of those folks. But... Good. You'll be paid, of course. Just bring it quick, all right? The idea of sitting around...
I'll await.
Yes? Well, well. Kestrel the Piercer. We've been after her for a long time, and many of our soldiers have fallen to her arrows. She believed she was dispensing justice to the wicked, though her favorite crime to punish seemed to be simply having a few coins in one's purse. Well, I won't miss her. I recognize these remains. That's Thorn the Bloodbound, a complete madman. If you have his sword with you, be careful. It grants strength to the wielder, but at the cost of their blood. There are stories that Thorn got it from a demon he made a pact with. We'll probably never know. Well, I'll be damned. Nevera, known as the Chillheart. She earned that nickname because her blade supposedly freezes the blood of her opponents. It certainly leaves marks like frostbite. Nevera is said to be a Dalriata from the Forlorn Swords. They say she was too cruel even for her own tribe and was exiled. If you ask me, she should have stayed there. But she won't be causing trouble anymore. Here's your reward. You managed to defeat Sindamar the Firebringer. Congratulations. Long ago, when Sindamar wasn't Sindamar and wasn't bringing anything, he was just a common townsman, deeply devoted to the All-Mother. At least, that's what everyone thought. Secretly, he was studying forbidden, far-summoning magic. Eventually, he stopped hiding it. You can imagine the havoc. Personally, I'd take 100 Furkets over one Sindamar any day. It's a good thing you managed to stop him. And here are the remains of Sir Valen himself. Justice finally caught up with him. He was a scoundrel, a drunkard, and a libertine. And an aristocrat, too. At the Camelot court, he plotted, seduced, and stabbed people in the back. Literally. Eventually, he was betrayed himself. And he ended up here, as a common bandit. Or rather, as your handful of coins for his head. You managed to catch Lame Lorcan. Well done. I didn't know him personally, but he used to be a scout in Camelot's army. One day, he went on a mission and returned with a nasty wound above his knee. Supposedly, a weird beast got him, but he managed to kill it and drag himself back to camp. After that, he started to change, becoming more and more aggressive. Eventually, He began shooting people with his bow for no reason. He was hiding in the area, occasionally attacking people. And if it weren't for you, he'd still be doing it. Thank you. Here's your reward.
I'll await your return. I'll await your...
No i tyle na górze.
Help a soul out on your journey.
I am an outcast.
Nie, to doty. Ogłoszenie jest?
Yes?
I'll
Teraz się chyba pojawiło. To jeszcze do zabicia. To jest gdzieś tutaj. Tam to później będę szedł. Przy okazji zabiję. No dobra, jeszcze co? Pałek rzemieślników. Dobra, tutaj będę zwiedzał jutro. Ja uciekam, dobranoc, trzymajcie się.